Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving straight into a topic that literally sits on our kitchen counters and in our pantries every single day. We're going to put our curiosity on high alert and decode the everyday groceries we bring into our homes by looking at the science, the tracking systems, and the realities of modern food. Think about your last trip to the supermarket. You know that feeling when you pick up a box of your favorite snack, flip it over to read the label, and suddenly feel like you need an advanced chemistry degree just to know what you're eating? You're staring at this incredibly long, intimidating list of chemical names and numbers, and it's so easy to just feel completely lost. Well, today, we're going to fix that.
Here is our roadmap for this explainer. 1. Defining food additives. 2. Categorizing and tracking them. 3. The benefits of additives. 4. The rise of functional foods. And 5. Risks and health dangers.
Section 1. Defining food additives. What are they exactly?
Over 2,500. As technological advances in food processing have just skyrocketed, our reliance on chemical compounds has shot right up with them. Today, there are more than 2,500 different additives intentionally put into our foods to produce specific desired effects. That is just the massive, staggering scale of modern food processing we're talking about here.
So, according to the official definition from the Food Protection Committee of the Food and Nutrition Board, a food additive is essentially any substance or mixture of substances other than the basic foodstuff itself that ends up in your food as a result of production, processing, storage, or packaging. The really crucial takeaway here is that additives are not the food itself. Basic, raw foods naturally contain zero additives. Instead, these are the chemical passengers brought on board during that long journey from the factory to your plate. Section 2. Categorizing and tracking additives. Let's decode those labels. So how do we even begin to wrap our heads around 2,500 different chemicals? Well, to simplify things, the industry groups them into 6 major categories. You've got additives that preserve the food, ones that boost nutrition, those that alter flavor or color, agents that change the texture, and then a miscellaneous catch-all group. And it's definitely worth noting that a lot of these additives are multitaskers, meaning they commonly serve more than one of these functions in your food at the exact same time. Now, to keep track of all this on a global scale, we use organized identification systems. If you've ever spotted an E followed by a number on a wrapper, you're looking at the E system. That was developed by the European Union, with safety overseen by the European Scientific Committee for Food. But there's also the INS, the International Numbering System, which was developed by the Codex Committee on Food Additives and Contaminants. The INS is a bit broader, based on 23 functional classes. But here's the real secret to decoding them. They are essentially sister systems. The INS numbers are largely the exact same numbers used in the E system. They just drop the letter E.
And here is how you can instantly become a food label detective. Just by looking at the numerical block an E number falls into, you can immediately decode its function. The 100s? Those are colors. The 200s are your preservatives. Jump into the 3, 4, and 500s, and you're dealing with acidity regulators, antioxidants, and texture modifiers like thickeners and stabilizers. The 600s enhance flavor, while the 900s handle sweeteners, surface coatings, and gases. Anything 1000 and above falls under additional chemicals. Keep this mental cheat sheet handy, and those confusing labels suddenly make a whole lot of sense.
Section 3. The benefits of additives. Why do we actually use them? Picture walking into a major supermarket today. You are quite literally surrounded by an astonishing level of choice. Most big supermarkets carry more than 20,000 different food items, and this massive variety is directly made possible by food additives. They are what allow for the production of out-of-season foods, those exotic foreign imports, and pre-prepared convenience snacks that somehow maintain their perfect flavor and texture for weeks or even months.
Look, while the use of additives is absolutely not without controversy, there are undeniable, widely recognized benefits. Simply put, these additives keep our food supplies safer, cheaper, and often more nutritious. Antimicrobials prevent dangerous food poisoning from bacteria and molds. Antioxidants step in to stop fats from going rancid, preventing toxic auto-oxidation and weird off flavors. Plus, intentionally adding vitamins to our food supply has practically wiped out certain widespread nutritional deficiencies. To really put a number on that benefit, check out this staggering statistic. It's estimated that the shelf life of cereal products can be increased by over 200% just by using antioxidants. A 200% increase? That kind of preservation fundamentally changes the economics and the logistics of how we are able to feed a global population.
Section 4. The rise of functional foods. Optimizing health. You've probably noticed the vibe in the grocery store aisles shifting recently, right? It's not just about preserving food anymore. It's about optimizing it. Enter the functional food. This is a relatively modern industry term for a food or beverage that provides a physiological benefit. By using an added functional ingredient, a processing tweak, or biotechnology, these foods are actually designed to enhance your overall health, help prevent or treat a condition, or even boost your physical or mental performance. We're literally seeing additives shift from being basic preservation tools into active health promoters.
Section 5. Risks and health dangers. The other side of the coin. Okay, so while additives are completely essential for the type of modern food storage we've all grown used to, we have to look at the other side. Documented research notes they can give rise to specific health problems in people who are sensitive to these chemicals. These potential reactions can include hyperactivity and attention deficit disorder in some individuals. They can also trigger respiratory issues like asthma, hay fever, and a tight chest. Other physical reactions that are documented include rashes, hives, vomiting, headaches, and the worsening of skin conditions like eczema. We are all biologically unique, so our bodies can react very differently to these manufactured chemical passengers.
And that brings us to what is perhaps the most sobering takeaway from the source data. Quote, toxicological problems resulting from the long-term consumption of additives are not well documented. End quote. We know exactly what these chemicals do to a box of cereal sitting on a shelf for 6 months, but science is still very much playing catch-up when it comes to understanding the cumulative, lifelong impact of consuming a cocktail of these 2,500 different chemicals day in and day out for decades.
So I want to leave you with this final thought to chew on the next time you're navigating those grocery store aisles. Is the undeniable convenience, the affordability, and the sheer variety of modern food actually worth the undocumented long-term risks? As a focused learner, you now have the tools to decode those e-numbers and make fully informed choices for yourself. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and remember to keep asking the right questions about the world around you.